Our culture is replete with chronic disease. Every chronic disease is a massive profit producer for the people who produce drugs. Every single one of them. These things exist not so much because they were allowed to exist as because they were created. So that you can call it ADD, you can call it obesity, whatever it is, when you have people who go from the age of, let's say, 15 to the age of 65 in a chronic depressed health situation, massive amounts of profit are made off each one of those individuals.
About 100 years ago, things were really beginning to change in the United States. We were changing from an agrarian economy to an industrial economy. And these titans of industry really wanted to be able to control not only the United States, but the world financial system as a whole. When the Rockefellers took over the allopathic medicine, the Rockefellers were also in charge of the oil industry and the chemical industry, and they also made an alliance with a huge German concern called IG Farben, which was a big chemical industry in Germany. So there is an interplay between what was called the money power from the early part of the 20th century, who held board positions in many of these corporations. When the Rockefellers took over the medical schools, there were many types of medical education in the United States. There were homeopathic doctors and there were naturopathic doctors who were using natural medicines to heal, and they were having very good outcomes. Once the Rockefellers took over the system, they closed down those other schools and they only promoted the sale of their drugs, they promoted surgery, and they promoted radiation.
Well, there's kind of sociological theory about paradigm shift, and it goes something like this. You have, let us say, the medical community, all the doctors in the United States. They are a community, and they have a kind of mythology which is supported by everybody believing the same thing. When you go to medical school, you're indoctrinated with this kind of religious dogma. So if the pharmaceutical industry profits by selling medicine, but the industry profits by selling more and more of them, then the industry pays doctors to prescribe them and so on. We see a mafia-like monster has afflicted this community. So the Hippocratic Oath, the ordinary altruism of people in a community is subverted by this capitalistic pressure.